Hi, my name is Cadet Tran, and I'll be going over how to tie in all the information you got from your operations order from the PL into making a solid plan for your execution phase when you brief out to your squad. Okay, so the mission is that you're conducting a squad attack on an LPOP, otherwise known as a listening post / observation post. The enemy that you'll be fighting will be 2 to 3 lightly armed Arianian special forces, therefore highly trained. Their most probable course of action is to retreat if they take contact, while their most dangerous course of action would be reinforcement by technicals, which are pickup trucks with 50 cals or anti-aircraft guns on them. Left unit mission. Second squad secures ASR at grid whatever. Pretty much this road over here. Second squad will be securing. Right unit mission. Third squad stays at the patrol base. Back here. Priorities of fire. You do have 60 Mike mortars and smoke grenades. The wind will be traveling from east to west that you get from the situation or the weather portion of the situation. And the sustainment class 5. Your squad will have 2 M249s, 2 Claymores, 1 AT4. Now, I'll give you guys a quick second to pause the video and analyze the terrain as you might see on a map. And you guys can start a plan from your Alpha ORP up until actions on the objective where you would place your assault and support and how you would set up your security. Where would you want to put your M249s and Claymores and AT4 and stuff like that? Okay? So go ahead and pause the video. I'll give you guys a quick second to do that. Okay, so hopefully you paused the video already. So you'll be starting at the Alpha and heading up in a northerly direction. You would want to set up ORP, about 200 meters or so away from the planned objective. Before continuing, you would conduct reconnaissance, find out the type of terrain. You'll find out that there's a mountain or a hill over onto the right, and you would think that that'd be a good idea to maybe put up an assault or support element on that hill. Okay? However, I'd like to point out that second squad is on lower ground and they're protecting a road. The effective range versus the maximum range that a weapon system can kill someone varies greatly. You can have 240 Bravo bullets travel on for well over a mile and still have enough kinetic energy to kill another person. So what I would personally do is that I would set my ambush up or my attack in an L shape facing like that. That way, if second squad, if we do come under fire or we do start to, trying to make contact with the enemy, none of our bullets are going to be going over to where second squad is. This is going to be setting up the left and right limits of attack in order to protect your own troops and possible civilian considerations. This isn't always used in ROTC, but once again, all of this is just extra flair, I guess, so to speak, for the attack when you're giving out your operations order, knowing that you're using terrain analysis and taking bits of information from the situation and incorporating it into your plan. Now, you also have priority of fire. Where would you guys put your priority of fire? If the most probable course of action is that they retreat, you might want to put a pre-planned target where the mortars already have the coordinates, they already know where to shoot, some of them are even pointed at that position already. And I would usually put one on the objective. If you have eyes on the objective, you can call in mortar support. You also want to maybe put them behind the road, since their most probable course of action is to retreat. They're not going to want to stay on the road. They'd probably want to move in the direction opposite. There's also a hill here and they probably wouldn't want to run up that and expose themselves to fire while you do that. Okay? And for extra bonus points, especially for the most dangerous course of action, which is reinforcement by technicals, you might want to have a pre-planned target over to the east, PPT3 over here, and notify that as a smoke mission. And the reason is that if there is a technical coming on the road that second squad wasn't able to identify, they will probably be heading over from west to east. Okay? Technicals have overwhelming volume of fire. They'd be able to suppress you, and the enemy would be able to get away, as well as kill many of your men. So what you might want to do is you would want to set a smoke position on a road pointing from east to west, which is the direction of the wind. And if they do have technical support, you would be able to get cover, because smoke would cover the whole road, and the technical wouldn't be able to give support over to the enemy at the LPOP. They'll also give you guys time to fall back if needed. Once they complete the objective, let's say you did follow my plan, okay? You eliminated all the enemy at the objective. They fought to the death. There was no need to call in for PPT 2 or 3. Where would you set up your security? Now this is also a very important part of your plan. It's not always 360 security, and more likely not, 360 security is a very vague term. Just like METC dependent is very vague. When you're briefing security, especially in areas with a lot of terrain features like this, you want to have security be as specific as possible. Now, I'm sure you guys know that what you see in real life is always different from, or not always different, but sometimes different from what you see on a map, and you have to take that into consideration. Don't be too wedded for a plan if it's not the best way to do things. Remember, METC dependent means that you're always thinking about your surroundings and always being aware of your surroundings. Okay? But let's say you're still planning this mission and you weren't necessarily there yet. And you're planning that once you take your objective, you're going to have 360 security while you're doing actions on the objective. Where now would you put your M249s, Claymores, and AT4? I'll go ahead and pause this, or let you guys have time to pause this while you think about where you would set up your security. Okay? So, personally, I would still leave pre-planned target number 3 here in case technicals still do come later on after actions on the objective. Okay, and I know I don't have proper doctrinal use of symbols, but please bear with me with that. Okay, when I'm setting up my 360 security on the objective, I would put the claymores on the outside rings of the road in case they're reinforcements. Claymores do work pretty well against soft-shelled targets and would be able to disable, at least, if not kill, the soldiers inside of a technical. An AT4 I would put near the bend of the road. The reason being is that you can't take a bend in the road at a high speed. People have to slow down their vehicle in order to make a turn. Therefore, it would be the easiest shot for a soldier with an AT4 to destroy the vehicle. This second line right here, I put to denote a strong point, or where I want the majority of my soldiers to be. Because I already cleared the from the ORP to here, it's a lot less likely that they're going to be coming from my rear, especially if you take in consideration the location of 3rd Squad providing security over by a patrol base. 2nd Squad is securing the area directly to the left of your unit. So you want to have most of your units concentrated along the high-speed avenue of approach, as well as maybe putting some more units right by the hill. In case the enemy decides to attack through the hill, you won't be caught off guard. So that's what I mean by strong point, is that I want more soldiers to be protecting the areas that I find to be more vulnerable in my security, while putting less soldiers into the area that I deem to be a little bit safer, thus utilizing my assets as well as I can. Okay, so that's the first mission that I'm going to brief. I'm going to be posting up 2 more, giving examples of how you can also tie in what you get from the op board into making your plan.